definitions with one problem if we can get to it, and then page 85 will be three more examples. So we'll at least get the Post-its in there if we do. And today's the 28th. I had that on my list to change, but I haven't done that. So we'll get this. So 84, and today's the 28th. And then I always forget the year. Lesson 39, and I'm just going to put central angles. That's what I had. I think that's what I have on the worksheet that's linked for you, so we'll just do it like that. The only thing you need a geometer for is the first picture. I could have made a Post-it. I already had enough, and I just didn't want to do another one. So, and it kind of gives you an idea. I want to show you how we use the circles. And let me see. Give me just a second. I think the best one, we can use the big one, but I call them like drinks at McDonald's. I call it small, medium, large, and extra large is what I call them. So I think most of the time I use this one. So I'm going to draw it over here. Now let me show you the neat part about it. Because with circles in math, in geometry, you need the center of it. And this thing, you can eyeball it and kind of go, oh, it's about right there. But this thing is a center finder, is what it's called. It also will do tangent lines. We'll talk about that later. And for some reason, I think the big one, I can't remember which one doesn't fit real well. So you just line up your circle. Yeah, I think all four of them are on there. And I mean, I'm not looking for perfection, but you see what I'm doing? It's kind of hard to see. But I'm see the outline of the one I just drew, and I'm laying my geometer over it. And you just kind of make it center, and then there's your center. And you just put a dot right there, and it's called the center finder. So that's kind of neat. Okay, let's do a little review. Let's draw, and I want to give you the names of them, but I'm not going to do that yet. So I'm going to draw a cross through the center. And these are segments, and I'm going to put a D, and I'm going to put an A right here. I'm going to put a B right here, and then I'm going to draw another one up from A up to somewhere in here, and we'll call that point C. Okay, now let's do a little names because we've never done anything with circles. So how do we name a circle? You name it with the symbol like a little circle. You put a little circle and put a little dot in it, and it's called circle A. You name it by its center. So that's circle A. And then we have radii, plural, radius, singular. Let's do the diameter first. And so you should know what a diameter is. Is there a diameter in this? Yeah, what is it? Where is it? What's the name of it? dB? So segment dB or BD is a diameter. Now, and I didn't define it here, and it'll come up, and it may come up in the lesson. If it goes across a circle from side to side, but it doesn't go through the center, well, let me back up. If it goes across a circle at all, it's called a chord. I don't know if you know that, but a diameter is the longest chord, because the diameter is a chord that goes through the center. So if you draw one like across down here, that would just be a chord. So I don't know when that definition comes up, if it does. And then we have radii. A singular one would be, and it goes from this. Now, here's the other thing too. In elementary school, the circle was the whole thing. The circle is actually the crust, is what I call it, like the crust of the pizza. It's actually this. And this is, so almost literally you hold it up and it's hollow on the inside and then outside. And this is called the interior and this is called the exterior. So really where we always think it's the, you cut the circle out and you think the whole thing's a circle. Actually, the circle is this. So when you go from the center to the circle, that's a radius. So segment AC is a radius. And then in parentheses, I'm going to put, now you can pronounce it radii, it's two I's. It's radii or radii. I think both of those are legitimate pronunciations. And the other two are AD. And what's the other one? AB. And you name the center first. So in that case, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, that you would name your center, and that would make sense because AC goes from the center to the circle. And by definition, it's the distance, so it would be a number. You know, how far is it here? And all radii are the same. I think you know that. If this is 4, then this is 4, this is 4, and the diameter is 8. I think those are characteristics you would know. Now, let's define a central angle. A central angle is, not used to doing, usually I write is, has the vertex, you may need to review that, hadn't done a lot with angles lately, in terms, especially we do them at corners of things, vertex at the center of the, and again, now I write circle with just a symbol, so I don't have to write the word, and the sides are radii. So, angle CAB or BAC, if you go all the way back, man, we did angles early in August, and angle CAD are central angles, and angle CAD are central angles. Now, we know that angle DAB is a straight angle, and that one's going to be 180 degrees. We're going to talk about degrees in just a minute. But central angles are going to be angles, well, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think why DAB wouldn't be. I think we just don't include. I'm trying to think, not necessarily less than 180. I have to think about that one just a minute. Never had thought about that before. But anyway, this is considered a central angle. This one is considered a central angle. An arc is the piece of the circle. Now, here's when we talk about piece of the circle. That's a period, I believe. Yes. An arc is a piece of the circle. It's a piece of the crust. It's just the little rounded strip. Okay. My husband, I call those pizza bones. You know, when I eat my pizza and I don't eat the crust, I call that the pizza bone. So it's the crust of the circle, and if the whole thing makes a circle, then just a piece of that is an arc. Now you have two kinds of arcs. You have a minor arc, and every minor arc has a major arc. Okay, and I think this is going to answer what we said about the central angles. Okay, a minor arc is going to be between 0 and 180 degrees. So it's going to be between 0 degrees and 180. It cannot be 180. It has to be less than 180 and more than 0. So it's between those numbers. And an example of that would be arc. I guess there's really two of them here. You've got from here to here. Now let's back up just a little bit, because I'm kind of, well, yeah, because I'm fixing to define the degree of an arc. So I guess I need to back up just a little bit. But I think you know that there's 180 degrees on this side, 180 on this side, and then there's 360 around the circle. And so the degree of the arc, and we're going to actually state that in just a minute, is going to be just like the angle. So let's just write it. I think it'll make sense as we get it. So CD, and here's how you write the arc, like that, with a little arc above it. CD is a minor arc, and BC is a minor arc. Then a major arc is going to be between 180 degrees and 360. So it's got to be bigger than 180. Now, and I really can't name this one over here. I don't think I put a letter on it on purpose, because what's going to happen with major arcs, you have to have 3 letters. Because here's the problem. If I say arc, well, let's see. If I went to, well, actually, I can name it. Okay, here we go. CD right here is the minor arc. Okay, you can see that's less than 180. And then it's major arc. Every minor arc has a major arc, and it's the other part of it. So we're going to call it arc D, B, C with an arc over it. A major arc has to have 3 letters, because if I just say DC, you don't need to know if I mean this one or this one. See, this is a big arc. It's more than 180. And then the other one would be arc, let's see, we had arc BC, so this one's going to go this way, and it's arc CDB. Or BDC. You can go either way with those. Yeah, just write it down. It's a lot to digest. Then the next thing, something I just mentioned, there's 360 degrees in a circle. And the other one is, let's talk about a semicircle or semicircle, depending on how you say it. Do you know what that is? A semicircle is half of a circle. So it's going to be how many degrees? One is 180 degrees. Now, I've seen them done with 2 letters, like BD. I'm not really crazy about that one, because the problem with that one is you don't know which way it goes, but aren't both of them 180? Yes. And then this one, so I like BCD. I really prefer that one. I don't think it's 2 letters. I'm going to take that one off. Yeah, because it's hard to see. This one is, and the reason I don't name this one is because I don't have another letter down here.